what's going on? She's like, so did you happen to notice that shithead punching your truck? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, I saw him, but he was long gone by the time I got out. So what are you gonna do? She's like, well, I have him down the block. Do you want to push the issue? Oh. Like it's rare that I get this because like I'm in the, I don't know. Lately I find myself in the weird transitional period of like cops being on my side because I'm not used to that. Like especially because I grew up in a small town where cops love nothing more than to follow around and fuck with teenagers. And,
infamous how bad those cops are.
Oh, extremely. And I'm not some hardened criminal, or not hardened criminal, not hardened.
Hard on? You're not some hard on?
I think if you're a hard-earned criminal, you're doing it wrong. Like, isn't it the point? Like, stealing shit is like easy money. If you're a hard-earned criminal, I think you're just bad at being a criminal. But anyway, yeah. So she asked me if I wanted to push the issue, and I was like, you know what? He didn't damage it. Like, I've done stupid shit in my life, not necessarily going up and punching traffic, but it's like fucking whatever. I just told her it's not a big deal. Like, she seemed very disappointed that I didn't want to like press charges because, I mean, Plymouth's a small town. I'm sure she's got nothing to do either. But
well, I'm surprised that she just didn't go like confront that guy just on her own. Like, a lot of times I didn't really realize that they're really all that concerned whether the other person wants to press charges or not. They're just like, oh, I saw somebody doing fucked up, so I'm going to go pull them over. Even if she couldn't, like, write him a ticket, just, like, she's going to stop you while you're working, you know what I mean? Like, and, like, waste your time. How about you just go fuck with them for a little while?
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, she did have him, like, apparently, pulled aside and, like, detained for a minute. And I can only imagine there had to be some like thing where like I would have had to give her the go ahead to fuck with him. I
misunderstood that. She had already talked to him. You're saying? Yeah,
there was another cop. I could see him like way down the block, and there was another cop standing there with him.
I thought when you said, like, she had him, that she just meant that, like, she knew the car had the light. It was like, I know where he is. I can go pull him over if you want. I get what you mean. I see. Right on. That I would really like to know. Like, I'd be like, don't give him a ticket. Just go ask him what the hell he was doing. I just want to know what the fuck was going on.
If I wasn't concerned with just like trying to get my job done, I might have been like, can I just talk to him? Just like let his punishment be me walking up and just being like, what the fuck is your deal, man?
Right. That is pretty fucking bizarre. I think I'll just go punch this truck.
I don't know. People get that jockey mentality, like maybe he's just like thought he was shadow boxing or something. I don't know. But, yeah, people are stupid. Nothing changes.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a little something here. This is just out of the blue, but since I didn't really notice this until you pointed it out, but we do clearly have a fascination with mayonnaise, in this in this podcast, and and then the clever pun "Mayonnaise" came to my mind. It was like, why don't we just look into what's happening with mayonnaise, on a weekly basis, because there's got to be, all sorts of interesting things. But I was thinking this sarcastically, right? I was thinking that, but like that it would be impossible to like find anything like interesting about mayonnaise. But I just went into Google News and I just typed in mayo, and I actually found something incredibly interesting that is worth sharing. So This week in Mayo News, check this out. Rescuers are feeding turtles mayonnaise after a disastrous oil spill. So apparently...
What?
Yeah. So, and this isn't from a while. This is just from 3 weeks ago. So, like, it's not like it's yesterday's news, but it's like it's a recent news story. So, yeah, this week in May news, there has been an oil spill off of Israel's Mediterranean coastline, and there's been all these turtles washing ashore, and of course, unfortunately, like, many of them had passed away, but some were, like, still could be rescued, and they had oil, like, stuck in their tracheas and in their bodies, and apparently, because oil or mayonnaise is a mixture of oil and water, and like the way that it works with the egg in it and all comes together, it actually cleans the oil out of these turtles, and they just pass all the oil out separately, like after they're fed it. And they're saving all these sea turtles with mayonnaise.
That's incredibly bizarre. That was going to be honestly my question is like, mayonnaise has a lot of oil in it, so how is that helping to feed them more oil? But
right, I think I accidentally said oil at one point there instead of mayonnaise, but they're in this article. I should cite the article. It's from Live Science, or maybe it's Live Science. I don't know which way I'm supposed to pronounce it, but and also, yeah, you can look it up if you just search for mayonnaise in the news. They go into all the science of like what it is about mayonnaise, that because the oil isn't actually mixed, it's suspended in droplets inside the water, which comes from the egg yolk, like, because an egg yolk's like 50% water is what they're saying. So it's like why soap works, because soap was traditionally made out of fat, right? But you can get like fat and grease off your hands with like soap. So once that comes out, it's incredibly interesting. So again, LiveScience.com has this article, and yeah, they're saving sea turtles with mayonnaise. How amazing! How amazing!
Wow. Yeah, you actually kind of started to make you kind of made sense of it for me, actually, with that analogy with the like dish soap, or just soap in general. Like that tracks. That makes sense. I would have never thought it. But, I mean, like, why do they use Dawn to clean ducks and stuff, with, during
Oh, right, yeah. Huh. Yeah, Dawn's pretty amazing stuff.
I also just do love the imagery of feeding a turtle mayonnaise. Just, like, I don't know why that's just hilarious to me. Like, holding it, like, cradling a sea turtle in your arm like a baby with a spoonful of mayo, like, eat up, buddy, this is gonna fix you.
Just like a big turkey baster, and just squirting mayo.
That's probably how they have to do it.
Turtles like it. I wonder what their reaction to eating mayonnaise is, because that might be kind of awful for an animal that's like, whatever they eat all day, it's not mayonnaise.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, like, you're probably right. It's more of a turkey baster situation, because you're not just going to spoon feed a turtle mayonnaise.
But if they did, if they like the taste, I guess you could. But that's my whole. I would like to see if there's a reaction, like they put it in the turtle's mouth, if the turtle's like, makes a face at it or anything.
I mean, as much
or
as
if they just
lover
love
as
it because mayonnaise is delicious, and they just sit there with a bowl of mayonnaise, just eating it all up. Maybe they put a little lettuce in there, or some seaweed.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was that's it for this week in mayonnaise. We'll see if there's any new recent developments in the world of mayonnaise coming up.
This has been This Week in Mayo News. We don't need to keep that. That's just my way of getting out of it. But,
no, that's fine. I saw your I like that.
Oh boy! So here I'm starting with again. My brother shared this article on Facebook the other day, and I know that he's getting this shit from our mother, because I doubt she's listening to this, so I'll just say I don't follow her on Facebook because her feed is batshit insane. But it was this thing where it was saying, if you microwave, so it says take some slices of onion and stuff them down into a shot glass and then pour a little sugar over it and microwave it. It makes a syrup. And if you drink this, it treats any cough, any cold. Like it said specifically in the article, or not article, but post, that like it works better than anything you could buy at the store. And like all I had to say was like, Dayquil would not exist if hot onion juice worked better. Let's be fucking real for a second.
No, but you know what these people believe, though. I shouldn't say, I mean, I know we're talking about your mom, but like, they're like, yeah, but the thing is that's just all the pharmaceutical companies trying to trick you into believing that you need to buy all this stuff,
right?
You know?
All these unnatural things that you want to put in your system, but this caused me to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole of finding different homeopathic remedies that it turns out onions are pretty magical. I will say as a side note to this, but aside from that one that I saw a while ago, not from my homework, quote unquote, from today, but my mom posted quite a while ago this thing that was trying, as far as I could tell, trying to be serious. If you cut an onion in half and tape it to the bottom of your bare foot with electrical tape and then go to bed, the onion will absorb all of the toxins out of your blood overnight and will cure you of many ailments.
That's always a big one. The stuff on the bottom of the feet when you're sleeping. Like I've heard that they come out with like socks every once in a while. They're like, wear these at night and it'll pull the toxins out of your feet. Onions, though, I mean, wow. Yeah. And then so now you're walking around with fucking onion feet like all the goddamn time. Like, oh, that's just like, like feet need help smelling any worse.
Well, that's perfect because I have a remedy for that.
So when you peel the onions off your feet in the morning, you do this afterwards?
Yes. If you have smelly feet, what you need to do is you soak a washcloth in vodka, and then you wipe down your feet with the vodka rag. And apparently this is a cure because vodka has enough alcohol in it to kill bacteria and all that. But
why not use rubbing alcohol or something? Why do you use vodka?
Well, if you're already on this site, I'm sure you have a lot of vodka laying around in the first place. But I just like that because it's like, yeah, of course your feet are not going to smell like feet anymore, but they're going to smell like fucking vodka. Like, I just want to walk up. I want to walk up on that confrontation like, no, officer, I haven't been drinking tonight. I just had bad feet.
I soak my feet in vodka. I was actually hoping you were going to make the joke after you said, like, no, actually, you put onions on your feet to get rid of the smell because then your feet just smell like onions. Like, I thought that's what you were going to go for.
Just go back and forth, man. You know, it'll cure your blood. You won't smell. Well, you smell like onions or vodka, which, like, I think that's just how Russians exist.
There's not a cure for loneliness caused by smelling like onions and vodka, though, on here, is there?
No, not exactly. If you're even more unappealing and you have a bunch of warts all over your disgusting body, one thing you can do. There's a lot of garlic. I came up with a lot of garlic.
I'm sure there is. I do know that's a big homeopathic one. Yeah.
Yeah. But for this one specifically, actually, all you need to do is take a trip down to your local hardware store. And if you have a bunch of warts, what you can do is just clean the area with
sandpaper.
If you're really serious. But just clean the area with soap and water. And then what you do is you just put duct tape over it for 3 days. And then you take it off. And then you scrub it again. If they're not gone, then you put duct tape. You just rinse and repeat, basically. You just keep duct tape over your warts for 3 days. And then if they're not gone, do it again. Until they're gone.
So I think I just realized why they say use vodka instead of like rubbing alcohol, because the whole point is these are homemade remedies. So like it's like you're not getting medicine from those bastards that are trying to sell to you these health products. You're going and you're getting your medicine at the liquor store and at the hardware store instead, because like